On this week's show, a busy Saturday at Paulson Stadium as the Georgia Southern football team holds a scrimmage, followed by their annual Fan Fest. And for a change, day one is not rained out, allowing first-year head coach Tyson Summers and first-year president Dr. Jamie Hebert to get in on the fun. All that and more as we welcome you inside the Eagles Nest. Hey, welcome inside the Eagles Nest. I'm your host, Josh Aubrey, being joined by Mike Anthony, sports editor and Georgia Southern beat writer for the Statesboro Herald. And Mike, we've got a scrimmage under the belts. School has begun at Georgia Southern, so we're back to a regular practice week. Still got a couple weeks before the Eagles get ready to take on Savannah State. But your impressions, we saw the first scrimmage of the preseason, and we didn't see a lot of the regulars or a lot of the guys we think we'll see because some injury bugs are going on right now. Some guys banged up. I guess you don't want to tempt anything. But your thoughts on how the scrimmage went on Saturday?
Well, the scrimmage, I guess you mentioned a few guys not in action, but I guess the good part about the scrimmage is that no more bumps and bruises popped up from there. It was a lot like the spring scrimmage back, the blue-white game back in the spring. A lot of first, second, third teamers kind of getting mixed in together, everybody getting a chance to play at least a little bit. And we saw, as we've talked about throughout the offseason, a little bit more of the passing game. Coach Summers mentioned that, especially later in that scrimmage, when people were comfortable, he really wanted to press that, get that incorporated into the offense. But as for what we'll see come Savannah State, or even farther down the line when the competition really ramps up in the Sun Belt, I think that Saturday was just more of a get everybody back into the swing of things, fans included, than it was really delving into the playbook.
Great. Concerned at all that Matt Breida, L.A. Ramsby, and Wesley Fields, your top three running backs from a year ago, some guys you've got to be counting on this year, are still banged up?
Definitely not fun to see them in different colored jerseys, whether it's red or yellow out there, but I guess it is a good sign that they are able to go in full pads and at least warm up, or some of them anyways, before the scrimmage. I think that if it had come down to it, if there was a very important game or a bowl game last Saturday, you would have seen all three of them, if not at least two of them out there able to compete. So you don't want to get into too much trouble early in the season, especially with Savannah State, your first game. You can't guarantee anything, but that is a game that Georgia Southern should be able to win with or without some of its best runners. So I think right now they're just going safety first, and you don't want to do anything to guys who you know that you'll need later in the season.
Now, the good thing is Georgia Southern's schedule, at least, it kind of starts off and kind of works its way up. It doesn't go from Savannah State to all of a sudden you're playing a Georgia Tech.
They're not starting off at West Virginia this year.
This is true. Well, we had a chance to talk with head coach Tyson Summers and a couple of the players about Saturday's scrimmage.
We still got things to put in and keep working, but the thing about it is we got the main parts down. We just got to clean it up and come back and just keep working for the next couple of weeks and make sure we're ready.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I'm feeling real comfortable. And, with this offense, Coach Gillespie's given us a lot of tools at quarterback to be able to use. So now I'm just trying to figure out how to use those tools and make sure that we're, getting where we're supposed to go. I felt good. I feel like we weren't going as fast as we could have. Might have just been, that 13-day practice finally jumping on us. But I think we look good. We just got to clean up some things and, make sure we're still going at a good speed.
Michaels, I think we need to come out with a little bit more emotion. I do realize that they're tired. I do realize it's been a long 13 days of camp. And I do realize their bodies are weary to some extent, but the two things that we get a chance to control is our attitude and our effort. I would have liked to see a little bit more emotion today out of them. I do think it was a good scrimmage. For a 2-week camp period, I think they've done a better job than any other team I've been associated with to come out each day with emotion, to come out each day with a competitive drive. Just didn't have it like I would have liked to have today. And not to say that it was terrible, but I'd like for it to be them juiced up like it's going to be game day. Well, you just got 2 or 3 guys that have dings, and we're going to be smart when it comes into a scrimmage situation with 3 guys that I think have certainly proven themselves to be good players. We don't want to go out there in a situation where obviously you got Matt coming off the shoulder surgery. If we wanted to push Matt, we could have. Not something I wanted to be able to do today. LA had a ding, but he should be back next week and not have an issue. Same thing with Wesley. He's got him a little bit of a hamstring issue, and we're trying to be smart. Same thing. We could have pushed him, but I don't want to be in a situation where we're doing something that's not smart for our football team to win games just because we want to make sure we're the tough guys on Saturdays in a scrimmage. Mike was doing a walkthrough really the other day and wound up having something that got swelled up on him. Went and checked it and and should be back here in the next week or two.
Well, Mike, after the scrimmage, the Fan Fest taking place, and this is the first time for Coach Summers and his staff to be a part of this. It's something that in one form or the other has been around for quite a while. It's a nice opportunity for the fans to mingle with the players and the coaches, kind of feel like they're part of things.
Yeah, and I think that this has been by far the best year of the Fan Fest. In previous seasons, it was kind of like a museum, if you will. You just loaded the tables up with all the players and coaches, and everyone got in line and worked their way around, a handshake here, an autograph there. A little bit different this time around. You had the players kind of spaced out. You opened up the new field. A lot of talk about the turf going down instead of grass this year, so why not let the kids and even the older fans get out there, walk around on it. The kids were kicking soccer balls, throwing darts at Tracy Ham and the new president, Dr. Jamie Hebert, in the dunk tank. So lots of fun this year. A few new things incorporated into the same old good times of being able to meet the players, meet the coaches. And one thing that I've seen, these players really enjoy it. They enjoy giving back. They enjoy having a good time with the fans that pay their good money to cheer them on every week.
All right, well, let's get out and see some of the interaction and hear from Coach Summers and a couple of the people on hand.
Well, it's a great opportunity. As you can see, we got a bunch of people here today, a bunch of young kids. Statesboro, is obviously a big piece of what we do in our Fan Fest and our fan base and what they do. And so it's been an awesome opportunity for us to kind of finish up camp on a good note, give back to our fans, give back to our community and the people of Statesboro. We're excited.
Meeting the players is just so fun to do. You get to see what they're like, see how they have fun and not just play football.
Yeah, this is awesome. It makes you feel like you're part of the program. The kids are loving it. My wife and I have had season tickets now for years, but to come here and be able to do this, it's kind of like the kickoff. It gets us ready. We're jacked up, ready for September 3rd.
Well, another tradition started a few years back that they're hoping will continue down the road is day one. Unfortunately, one of the traditions involving day one is it's usually not day one, it's usually day 5 or day 6 because the weather tends to interrupt things. This year, however, they were able to get it done on the day one that was scheduled. Always a big time out there, and you got a new president, a new head coach, so nice to get them indoctrinated into some traditions at Georgia Southern.
Yeah, there's always going to be a chance to get the brand new Eagles, those freshmen coming in for their first, for many of them, their first time away from home, welcome them into a new family, and there is a lot for even older students to come out for this year because, as you mentioned, a new coaching staff, a new university president, but the same old cheers, trying to get that going. You want to have it loud and hopefully in mid-season form come Savannah State.
Well, Mike, before we go, one bit of news. Georgia Southern will be the last GoDaddy Bowl champion, I guess, because now GoDaddy Bowl is now going to be the Dollar General Bowl. A good thing there?
I guess. It's a bowl game that if you pay attention, I know it's a little bit new for Georgia Southern now playing for bowl game appearances every year, but if you look at the Grand Bowl landscape, the Titans of them, the New Year's Day games, they all stay the same. But even the sponsors there have changed a little bit, and when you get farther down the line, those games that occur farther into December rather than near New Year's, you see these sponsors change hands every year. The GoDaddy Bowl had only been the namesake for, I think, 5 or 6 years. So I guess, like you said, the final and ultimate champions of the GoDaddy Bowl, that trophy now even more of a keepsake for the trophy case.
And you can keep your hat that they gave us.
That's
as
right.
Part of our swag to be able to keep that as well.
The value's skyrocketing.
There it is. Go put it on eBay today, see what you get. All right, well, that'll wrap things up. For Mike Anthony, I'm Josh Aubrey. Thanks for joining us. Hope to see you again next week.